Hey everyone, today we're wrapping up the conversation about Squid Game Season 3 and its hidden meanings, a season packed with tension, heartbreak, and some of the most intense moments yet. After 23 episodes, we finally got the conclusion to Gehan's journey, along with the finale of the games, and you probably missed some major points. The season peeled back layers of human nature, showing us the worst and the best, greed, cruelty, but also sacrifice and hope. The way the elite used vulnerable people for their own entertainment was a dark backdrop, reminding us of real-world inequalities. I want to take a deep look at what the ending meant for the characters, the fate of the games, and the bigger message the show left us with, so let's jump right in. The conclusion of Squid Game's third season wrapped up Gehan's arc and the latest iteration of the deadly competition, but were these truly the final games? The narrative suggested the brutal contests could be occurring globally, with the season centering on this twisted trichotomy, the games as entertainment, the ruthless elite controlling it, and life or death consequences for the players. The season highlighted how vulnerable people were exploited as mere pawns for the amusement of wealthy spectators. Central to this season was the exploration of human nature, exposing greed, desperation, and cruelty, while contrasting it with moments of compassion and hope. Gehan was given a cruel test. On the eve of the final game, he could kill all other contestants in their sleep, leaving only himself and a newborn child alive, effectively ending the games early. This tactic mirrored how a previous champion, Inhul, won long ago. It was a challenge to see if Gehan would descend to that ruthless level. He did not. Instead, Gehan chose to uphold his humanity, refusing to slaughter innocent lives, even if it meant losing everything. This decision was a beacon in the season's darkness. Player 100 personified the worst traits, repeatedly sacrificing others for survival. Perhaps the most haunting moment was Mongji's willingness to kill his own infant to secure the entire prize, revealing the depths of greed that some were capable of. Gehan's final act was a powerful statement. He stood by his promise to protect the innocent child above all else, sacrificing himself to give that life a chance. The scene where he looks into the camera, delivering the line, "We are not horses, we are humans, and humans are," before stepping off the edge, was a direct challenge to viewers, a call to recognize shared humanity amid cruelty. Meanwhile, Kang Nal, watching these events unfold, found renewed hope. Once on the brink of despair and surrender, witnessing Gehan's sacrifice reignited her belief in goodness. The season closed with the Coast Guard arriving, the island's destruction imminent, and Inhul taking the baby to safety. The game seemed poised to expand beyond this isolated island, as the final shot revealed recruitment happening on the streets of Los Angeles, hinting at a global reach. Breakdown of the Season 3 games. The games in this season combined brutal creativity with intense psychological tension. The hide-and-seek round forced players into a deadly standoff, turning a childhood game into a fight for survival. The close quarters and necessity to kill or be killed exposed the harsh realities of human desperation. Each game was designed not just to challenge the players' abilities, but to reveal their characters and force agonizing choices. The creativity and tension throughout made these games some of the most gripping in the series. Next came the jump rope challenge, not just a test of physical skill, but mental endurance. The introduction of a player actively pushing others off added a terrifying, predatory element to the contest, showcasing the lengths people would go to survive. Finally, Sky's Squid Game was the ultimate test of trust and betrayal. Set on floating platforms high in the air, it pushed players to their limits, both physically and morally. Alliances broke down, and greed led many to betray even those closest to them. Overall, Season 3 presented a satisfying closure to the series. It balanced multiple storylines well, from the brutal games themselves to the parallel investigation by John Hall seeking to uncover the truth. Unlike Season 2, which sometimes felt uneven, this final season maintained tension and emotional engagement throughout. The last two episodes were particularly gripping, with a relentless pace and heightened stakes that kept viewers hooked. The idea of having the final Squid Game take place high above the ground added a fresh, suspenseful twist, elevating the series visually and thematically. The portrayal of Mongji willing to harm his own child for money was one of the darkest moments, underscoring the brutal extremes of human greed. But even amidst all the horror, there was a steady thread of empathy running through the narrative, especially seen through Gehan's moral struggle. Performance-wise, the cast delivered their most emotionally charged work this season. The character arcs were given enough space to develop fully, making the audience care deeply about their fates, a feature that Season 2 sometimes lacked. While Season 1 remains iconic for its originality and raw impact, Season 3 rounded out the story with depth and meaning, proving the series still had important things to say.